If you're thinking about moving to Andorra, or you've already made the decision to make Andorra your home, now it's time to decide where in the country you want to live. Today I'm going to tell you more about the parishes of La Massana and Ordino that are based in the same valley. La Massana and Ordino are the areas very popular within both locals and the expats.
First of all, one of the most important reasons behind it is that the valley is more open. It has a shape of a letter U in comparison to the valley of Canyuan and Camp that has a shape of a letter V. The difference in shape was caused by the fact that the valley of Ordino and La Massana parishes used to be a glacier that while melting pushed its way through the valley, giving it the U shape.
From this point we can perfectly see almost the whole parish of La Massana, with the La Massana town over here and Escas and Sispoñ on this side where you get the morning sun, and that side of the valley where we are right now is Añós and Laldosa. All the way over there you can go straight to Erts. From Erts you can choose to go up towards Pal and Cicirella or straight towards Arinsal.
La Massana is an all-year-round area attracted by tourists of Val Nord, the ski and bike park. But there's plenty of more to enjoy in La Massana. Museums, churches, restaurants and bars. La Massana has everything for living everyday life. Supermarkets, banks, pharmacies, hairdressers and so on. Where we are right now is a small church in Añós. It is open only in July and August, but if you have a chance, pop in to check its interesting frescoes. On the 10th of July, which is the holiday of St. Christopher, patron of travelers, a priest stands outside by the road and blesses all the cars passing by. It is also a really good place for families. There are 2 primary schools in La Massana town, Andorran and French. There is as well a private school, Agora, in Laldosa. La Massana has a great and big playground. La Massana has more woodland in comparison to other parishes, however the plots are relatively small. Areas of Sispoñ and Escas, as well as Laldosa and Añós, are developing fast, and plenty of fancy and pricey residential areas are being built. The town of La Massana itself isn't particularly attractive, but it's a practical place. In 60s and 70s, Andorran philosophy was to be modern. One of the biggest steps back then was widening the roads. Unfortunately, to be able to achieve it, a lot of old houses were destroyed. It cost a bit of the town's character. Plenty of expats choose to live in the towns nearby. Arinsal, that has its own ski station and a chairlift taking skiers up to slopes directly from the town centre, became particularly popular within British tourists and residents. It is busy and joyful during winter season and much more calm in the summer. Here you can find more affordable properties. From Arinsal, you can access the National Park of Coma Pedrosa. Coma Pedrosa is the highest peak of Andorra and reaches 2,943 meters. It is based in La Massana parish and it is a really popular place for hikers and mountain lovers. La Massana tends to get busy from traffic, especially during winter ski season, school pickup and drop-off, and summer bike season. There is a plan to build a bypass road that will lead to Ordino, easing some of the La Massana traffic. This project has been introduced a long time ago, however, it hasn't started yet.
A long drive from La Massana, we end up in Ordino, another popular parish. Ordino is a small but lovely and charming town with a very well preserved old town. The reason for that is that there's a bypass that is running just by the Ordino Sports Center, and because of this road, Ordino has been left untouched for many years and then rediscovered in the 90s, where people appreciated the historical and aesthetics aspect of the town.
Big advantage of Ordino are schools. You can find here French primary school as well as Andorran primary and secondary. Ordino isn't as practical as La Massana. There are numerous restaurants, hotels and bars. There are small bank branches, hairdressers and so on, but it is lacking a supermarket.
The Ordino parish spreads into 2 directions. You can either take the road up to Coll d'Ordino and from there you can drive down to another parish, Cañillo, or you can take the roads towards Arcalís. Towards that road there are many beautiful small towns where you can find more affordable houses and apartments, but the further you go from Ordino towards El Serrat, the colder it gets during the winter.
Arcalís is a ski station based on 1,940 meters up to 2,650 meters. Because of its altitude, it is likely to get snow earlier than Pal. Arcalís is very popular within locals, and it is not that busy as it cannot be reached by a lift directly from the town, but requires driving up. For almost 3 decades, there was an idea of building a tunnel that would connect Arcalís with France. The work has actually started with efforts from both Andorran and French side, but eventually Andorrans voted no in a referendum, as a result, leaving the area more natural and protected.
The landscapes and views in Ordino are absolutely stunning. A must thing to do is the hike up to Casamagna, and if you reach the peak, you will be able to enjoy the views reaching France and Spain. Also, something that we recommend is going to the natural park of Sorteny, as well as checking out the lakes of Tristania, where you have an absolutely wonderful viewpoint.
Ordino is famous for organizing many sports events, including stages of the famous Le Tour de France. Arcalís hosted stage finishes with some dramatic action and changing weather conditions already 3 times.